Welcome to the Dr. Leadership Show, where we take a look at how you approach your work and personal life and how we can make the most out of both of them. A weekly get-together where we get real about self-improvement and development as we all make this not-so-easy journey through life. Our discussions will cover ideas and concepts from how to grow your career to how to lead your family towards prosperity and happiness. We don't pretend to know it all, and the doctor is the first to be vulnerable, discussing his own weaknesses, both past and present. This is about growing together and having some fun while we discuss what is happening in the crazy world we live in and how to make the most of it. Let's strive for awesome together. Let's get after it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dr. Leadership Podcast. Hope you're having an awesome day. Hey, March Madness continues. Just been awesome for some of the teams that are winning, and not so good for some of the teams that are losing. My wife's Tar Heels, unfortunately, did not make it through the Alabama game, but the Iowa girls still going strong. So, hey, shout out to North Carolina State. Both men's and women's are in the Elite Eight, I believe, if I'm doing that right in my mind. Huge wins for a university that often feels they're a little stepchildish down in the North Carolina realm with everything that's going on down there, but just great basketball. Hey, I hope you checked out last week's episode, which was on a new boss and you can handle it. Got some good feedback and got some feedback from others that it didn't resonate as well as I liked with them, but it's all okay. Remember, you can check out these episodes early. There's some great content out there from Leadership Lounge interviews, etc., out at our website where you can subscribe to the membership site, $5 a month, www.drleadershipresults.com. Click on subscriptions or subscribe, and the rest will walk you right through it. You can actually do a free trial and get little 5-minute upfront teasers on each of the episodes out there as well. So I noticed 5 people clicked on the free trial button in the last 4 or 5 not 4 or 5 weeks, about 10 days. And I hope you convert over. There's good stuff out there. You get to listen to the whole article, the whole interview, the whole episode, etc. Today's a very special day. As everybody knows, I often record these on the weekends before they drop. And today is Easter Sunday. And today's episode is on new beginnings. And a very special day for Christians. This is not a preachy episode, I promise. I'm just tying it into the Easter Sunday because it is so much about new beginnings. But this week, the most important day was celebrated, and that's Easter Sunday. What a beautiful thing to understand that the ultimate sacrifice was made for all of us, allowing all of us a new beginning, forgiveness, a fresh start. It doesn't matter if you're Christian, a believer in Christ or not. That type of thought, that type of approach to life, forgiveness and those types of things, fresh starts, new beginnings, is wonderful. You ever wondered why Easter coincides with spring? It's another great example of new beginnings, right? Why are the Easter eggs all the different colors that the kids do? It's because it represents all of the floral colors that are starting to pop. Here in the Midwest, you can always tell when this time of year is upon us due to the itchy throat and the eyes watering and everything else. I woke up 5 this morning just going crazy. Time to do my Flonase. They are not paying me to say that. And then my Allegra 24 hours to get that out, and a Diet Coke washed it down. But man, stuff is popping here in the Midwest. But the slight suffering we're going to leads to the beauty of all the fresh starts. The tulips come up, the trees bud, new leaves are on the limbs, the grass comes out of that ugly brown dormant days of winter. Smell the sweetness in the air as we all are revitalized for what can be. Remember, the Dr. Leadership Podcast is about all things in life on how we ourselves can be better. It's a self-development podcast, and it's mostly pointed at myself. When I'm writing these things out, they're self-reminders. I don't have it all right. Never have, never will. This is not a preachy situation that I'm ever giving you. It's one of contemplation. Give it a thought. Have you ever wondered? Who to thunk? Lots of moments like that. That's what I'm trying to be. When we're talking about fresh starts and what's going on in the world today in Easter, there's a lot of turmoil and challenges and chaos in the world. We got lots of wars. We got more about ready to start. We've got illnesses and famine and homelessness, and the streets of some of our biggest cities in this country are third world at best. It's time for some new beginnings and harsh realities for people. We've got to be better. That's what this is all about. So as I said, life has turmoil and challenges. We all face times when you can get caught up in the woe is me, the doldrums, right? We can slip into the victim mindset in this life, and especially when we are chasing the wrong things that we believe will bring us happiness. We need a little self-evaluation every once in a while on this stuff. Are we even chasing the right things? Is our happiness really going to come from tangible items? We all need to quit chasing fame and fortune. We need to quit being sucked into the disease of social media life, the comparisons, the fear of missing out, FOMO, right? That social media life is going to take us all down if we're not careful. We need to find inner peace, a confidence in oneself and what we all can control, which are our own decisions and our own outcomes. If you're not in a good spot, 9.5 out of 10 times it's because of the decisions you yourself have made. We make choices and choices make us. Our goals in life change as we mature, of course, right? I mean, now you're 25, it's on and looking for likes and posting things and living vicariously through other people's successes. But what I thought I wanted at 25 years old is much different than what I want today in my mid-50s. I'm still in the mid-50s, a couple more years. At 25, I was, you think back, I was very focused on me. And it's sad when I think back to it. It's unfortunate. What I should have, or what others should think of me, I was always worried about that junk. Today I'm much more focused on others, I guess, is how I'd put it. I try to use a servant's attitude towards life. Sometimes my delivery may be misconstrued. Sometimes my the way I communicate or pointing out a different point of view or things of that may be construed as I'm pushing back or just being argumentative, but it's not that. But I am more focused on others, right? A servant's attitude towards life is what I've tried to be for a long time. And it's so much more rewarding, I promise you, than a life of envy, jealousy, or want. Understanding that you can start fresh is what the message is today. No matter what has happened, no matter where you've been, no matter what has transpired, no matter the hurt that you feel, today's a good day for a new day. Spring has sprung. He is risen. I am a Christian. If you feel life is going against you, then I would suggest a fresh start and dropping any sort of victim attitude. Are you holding a grudge because of your fragility and avoidance of feedback? Do you simply not have the capacity or the capability to handle someone saying, hey, there's an opportunity for improvement here? I know a lot of people. I have some people real close to me that are fighting this. I promise you this. Life's going to be long and you aren't going to go far in this long journey if you're grudgeful. What's really going to happen is you're going to end up alone. I have some examples of people I've known a long time that when you look around, well, I'll say it to you. Forget about the people that I know. I'll just ask the question. When you look around, do you have longtime good friends around you? Or have they slowly distanced themselves? Or have you, if you're grudgeful, cut them off? Well, they said one thing one time, and I just don't like it. I may have even misconstrued the context because it was in a text. I may be so narcissistic and so self-focused that I couldn't possibly be able to give fresh starts, let alone begin my own fresh start. Sooner or later, maybe the realization of the common denominator in these breakdown of relationships, and when you look around, you don't have a lot of close people in the tribe, maybe that common denominator is you and or your attitude. Maybe you are just carrying a chip on your shoulder for no good reason. My wife and I just had sent to us, it's been in the news with the tournaments going on and everything. The Washington Post put out as Kim Mulkey says, a hit piece, but my wife and I just read this Kim Mulkey article in the Washington Post, and she's the women's LSU basketball team coach. Lots of problems with how they're perceived anyway, and a lot of it's truthful. I mean, they really are not graceful winners or losers. They don't have very good attributes that they show from a kindness factor and a competitive factor. They do not know how to win well, and they do not know how to lose well, unfortunately. But we read this article, and after reading the article, it's very clear that she is maybe the most grudgeful person I've ever read about. Now, she deserves a chance to rebut the message, right? However, it is evident that she is a pissed-off, victim-playing person. Read the article. If anybody has ever done anything that she perceives as not kowtowing to her or kissing the feet, or she is awesome, man, she is, a grudgeful person. She's won a bunch, but at what cost to others? What mental hardships has she laid out on these young girls that she's responsible for? My wife was, as I've spoken to before, Division I basketball player. She played for Bluter, the Iowa coach, getting a lot of good attributes being pulled out in the forefront in the news articles. The Iowa team, very classy. Win or lose, as Coach Bluter says, we did number 2 right. We showed how to be number 2 gracefully. They didn't win last year. Hopefully this year, hey, that game, hey, that's coming up. Monday night, repeated the national championship last year. But my wife says, there wasn't a great relationship there sometimes either with the players. They don't treat these young ladies well. It was all about the win. Just can be mean and some of those things. And I suppose that's part of what being a Division I coach is about, is you are being paid a significant amount of money to win, so you probably lose sight of what the right thing is. But man, it's really got some detrimental impacts on these players. Winning at all costs is not winning. Trophies aren't relationships. She should open her heart, speaking of Kim Mulkey, she should really open her heart and work on a legacy of care and personal growth right now. Read the article for yourself, right? This is a long journey ahead for her. She has won in the game, but in life, she's not winning. Because for this many people to come forward and for an article to be written in a national paper about you've worn out and burned some bridges. There's no doubt. What was evident in the article, and again, I'm looking forward to her rebut and her feedback on it, but she doesn't take feedback from others. Are you this way? All of us struggle with feedback because it hurts our psyche. Even the most caring people, sometimes you just give a little bit of guidance back or something, and man, they can fire back quickly. Even the most giving people. So it's hard for us. But she doesn't take feedback at all. Now, think about yourself. Do you talk a great game around feedback and around life and how good everything is, but in reality, are you ugly on the inside? Are you really, really not what you're trying to portray? It's new beginnings. Spring has sprung. Are you cheering on others and happy for other people's accomplishments? Or are you silently hoping they don't do quite as well, or they even fail, so you yourself can feel better, or maybe even look a little better to others in your mind? Man, cheer for the others. On Easter especially, it is important to realize love is sacrificing for others. Success is being a servant to other people. A fresh start, right? A fresh start on a life of giving versus taking. Focus on your own accountability. Tough for a Sunday morning word. Focus on your own accountability to your outcomes in life. Again, spring has sprung and you can grow and blossom just like the plants and trees. But you need to feed and fertilize this growth. It's a constant battle. First thing you have to do is you have to be willing to change. It's like the 12-step program for alcoholism, right? First step is just admitting there's a problem. You got to come to the self-realization that I'm the common denominator. I'm looking around and I don't have anybody that's really in my tribe any longer. I don't have anybody that's just high and tight with me, unless they're using me for something maybe. I don't know. Are you gravitating towards people that in the past you have not felt highly of, but they're an easy button for you right now? They have something that you need. I don't know, man. You got to be willing to change yourself. You got to be willing to grow. It's the only way. It's the only way. Today's a new day. Attack growth. Attack development. Don't procrastinate. We talk about this all the time. Why put off for tomorrow when today is just fine? Here's a big one. Surround yourself as you're trying to change. If you don't want to be what you were or what you have been, you need to change your environment a little bit too. Now, I'm not talking about going off and quitting and leaving your marriage and breaking up with your boyfriend and changing churches and all that. Maybe those things are necessary for the position you're in. I'm not saying to absolutely not do that either. But you got to change your environment, man. Surround yourself with a tribe that pushes you to be better. Surround yourself with a tribe of people that are grateful for what they have and not envious of what others have. Surround yourself with people that are striving to be better. Be thankful. Be self-sufficient. It's a new start. I'm going to take care of myself. If I'm burdened with debt, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a side hustle or an evening job so I can pay off that debt sooner, because that debt is weighing on you. Just an example. Maybe that's holding you back from change. Maybe you're grudgeful and unhappy because you can't see yourself getting out of it. The way to get out of a problem like that is the first step. Don't call somebody else to take care of your problems. You dug the hole. Fill it in. It was hard work digging the hole. It's going to be hard work filling it back in. There's an old saying, it can be hard now or it can be hard later. I'll take now. Because when I'm older, I can't say when I'm old any longer because I think I'm touching on that button. I don't want it to be hard when I'm older. I want to do the right things to develop great relationships, to have wonderful interactions with people, to give more than I get, and to be comfortable in my later years because of the good decision making and the things I've done along the way. But be grateful and be thankful. And most importantly, be self-sufficient. Take your problem areas head on. A fresh start only happens if you allow the starting gun to go off in your own mind. For you to be able to make changes and to take this time of year where the ultimate sacrifice was made for all of us, I'm not saying you got to be crucified on a cross here. What I'm saying is that you got to admit there's a problem, Houston, and then you got to determine in your own mind what steps are going to be required to get yourself into a better place. Take your problem areas, take them head on, and the results will come. May not be as fast as you want. I'm currently eating no carbs. The weight isn't coming off as fast as I'd like, but it's coming off. Pound here, pound there. Pretty soon you're 16, 17 down. Go another month. Making changes to how I intake food, what I intake. Trying to get as much sugar out of the system as possible. Those aren't easy things. These are addictive things. I'm struggling with it, but I'm staying on course most of the time to make the improvements that I said I wanted. I want to be as healthy as possible because I don't want it to be hard later. I don't want to be in hospital beds at 70 years old. I don't want to be fighting diabetes and heart issues and those types of things. Gluttony will bring that on. Just shoving sugar in your face will bring that on. Maybe that's your new start. Envy's one of the 7 deadly sins too, man. Envy and gluttony are both there. Don't be envious of others. Get yourself in the right state of mind. Start improving. If you think you want what others have, you got to look at the work they've put in, not at the result. Weightlifters don't get shredded the first day in the gym, man. It's rinse, repeat, dedication. Rinse, repeat, dedication of anything in life. And again, I'm not perfect at any of this. I'm talking about all the things I don't do well and haven't done well. Until I've gotten later in life, I'm slowly moving in the right direction. Jesus gave us all a clean slate on the cross. Don't blow it. Now, whether you're a believer or not is not what this is about. It's just a great example to give for this time of year and the ability to click the new on switch. Everyone should believe in doing better and being good. Drop grudges. Drop issues that have long been gone. Maybe you were right, maybe they were right, maybe you both had good points. Move on. Fresh start. Kim Mulkey doesn't have a friendship with her father, siblings, prior players, very, very few. She didn't have good relationships when she left the prior universities, and she strikes out at people continuously. It's not the way to do these things. It's a fresh start season. You can do this. Just get up tomorrow morning, Monday. Spring has sprung. All of the sins have been washed away of our prior lives, and now we can take advantage of it. Perfection is not ever going to happen, but don't let great get in the way of good. Make a baby step tomorrow. The next day, make another baby step. Self-development. If it's debt, change how you handle your spending. If it's not a good relationship with someone in your family, maybe lean in. Maybe they've been trying to lean towards you, and that grudge is keeping you from even answering simple text messages or questions or emails. You're the one losing. You think you're standing on some pile of virtue when in fact you aren't. You're being petty. In life, fresh starts do not come all the time. Now is a season in which you can take advantage of this. Go out and be good to others. Go out and make an impact on someone tomorrow. Show blessings to others. Care for others more than your own outcomes. It's going to take time for how you have been to become how you want to be, but it takes consistency. It's out there for all of us. I need to look internally and come up with ways I can be better too. I constantly need to be working on being as good a husband as I can be. I try. Men and women are different. We're probably never going to see things exactly right. She's scoring me, and I'm probably a solid 8. I'm scoring her. She's a 9.5. I'm talking all of us here. But the thing is that you should know that you love each other, and you're there for each other. It's okay to disagree on stuff. Don't take it personal. For all those out there that are not ready to do this, I ask you to please look within. There's no better time than the present. Your business life, your career, your family relationships, your neighborhood relationships, positive things happen to positive people. If you want to carry the doldrums of victimhood, if you want to carry grudges, if you want to carry hot sauce on your attitude the rest of your life, that's up to you. Just know you're probably going to be alone a lot of the time. So don't let those thoughts in your mind ruminate and get yourself worked up and angry, because it does no good. It's not good for your health, it's not good for your relationships, and it's certainly not good for our society. Our society needs as much giving towards others as possible right now, as far as understanding, having some discourse, listening to each other's standpoint here, because our world's in a mess. So everyone needs to take a step tomorrow. It's spring. Do some new beginnings. You know what's going to happen? You're going to feel awesome. Then you can keep that shit up. Talk next week.